biyu a ce faɗakarwar hagu. Wannan saƙo ne daga ma'aikatar lafiya ta jihar Kano tare da tallafi daga IDF Pro Africa Institute da FED.
Freedom.
This is Freedom Global News.
National Security Advisor says no cause for alarm for Nigerians over terror attack alert. Kano State Governor seeks approval for over 33 billion naira supplementary appropriation bill for 2022. Another florence in Tanzanian authorities yet to identify source of fire still raging on Mount Kilimanjaro 10 days later. Listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 31st of October 2022, which is equivalent to the 5th of Rabiul Awwal 1444 after Hijri, and now the news in full. Against the backdrop of recent security advisories by the United States and the United Kingdom, the National Security Advisor, Babagana Muguno, has assured Nigerians that there is no cause for alarm. The NSA, who said the situation is under control, described as false and irresponsible the perception of heightened insecurity in Abuja as painted by the United Kingdom and the United States. Munguno made the disclosure today at a briefing after a Security Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House. He insisted that the alert was for American and British citizens and that the way it was released complicated the situation. He said the alert was simply an unnecessary distraction and nothing untoward so far. The NSA advised Nigerians to go about their daily activities without fear, saying that the security agencies are in control and that Nigeria is safe. In attendance at the meeting were Vice President Yomi Osinbajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ahmed Abubakar, as well as the Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Gambari, among others. The United Nations General Assembly designated 31st October as World Cities Day by its Resolution 68-239. The day is expected to greatly promote the international community's interest in global urbanization, push forward cooperation among countries in meeting opportunities, addressing challenges of urbanization, and contributing to sustainable urban development around the world. Urbanization provides the potential for new forms of social inclusion, including greater equality, access to services and new opportunities, and engagement and mobilization that reflects the diversity of cities, countries, and the globe. An urban planner, an expert at the Ministry of Lands and Survey, said due to overcrowding in cities, there are higher risks of disease outbreaks. Town planner Muhammad M. Yahuza said this as part of celebrations of the World Cities Day.
So these are the issue of people. They have to know that. They have to know that everything you do in terms of road, in terms of houses, in terms of anything you do, there are set down standards for which you can guide yourself. Not even the government will guide you. You guide yourself by doing so because you want to enhance your living standard, your health-wise and economic.
He added that other cities should be created to reduce congestion.
Developing another city for teachers in Kano, which is on ground now. And, you know, all these are issues that have been programmed by the government just to reduce the level of congestion, traffic, then the level of people congestion in their own inhabitants, in their own household. So you see, if you go out, you have fresh air, not all, unlike when you are inside the city where you see a lot of congestion in one house, you see not even up to 10 feet of a house. And I don't know how people will manage to stay in that area.
The theme for this year's World Cities Day is Act Local to Go Global. Among the sporting arena champions, Kano Pillars are on course for a successful title defense as they won their 19th game of the series by beating Owena Kings 30-14 yesterday in the Prudent Energy Handball Premier League at the University of Lagos Sports Hall. Mamatan Oba has details of this and other sports updates.
spinners are yet to drop a point, and yesterday's win was a routine as the champions dominated with little room for their opponent to operate. The Solomon Yola tutored team have so far painted the competition with goals and victory against Owena Kings. It's a further warning signal to their remaining opponent. In another update, the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dare, has revealed that the federal government would build more sport facilities across the country to a development of talent at the grassroots level. The minister stated this while unveiling a mini stadium sited on a former dump site at Oke Aremo area of Oyo Town. He appreciated the late Alapin Oba Adeyemi III and his son Prince Akim for initiating the idea by turning the dump site to a useful mini stadium, thus contributing to the environmental sanitation of the community. The minister said there is a national plan under the Ministry of Youth and Sport Development grassroots sporting facilities. Meanwhile, the organizers of the Unity pre-season tournament have expressed their sincere appreciation to various football stakeholders in Nigeria for rallying around them to ensure the successful completion of the competition, which has become a flagship in the northern part of the country. Speaking immediately after the final match held at the weekend, the general coordinator of the tournament, Patiri Unwaugu, said the response of the stakeholders showed wide acceptability. An elated Onwaugu, who promised a better tournament in the next edition, appealed to the leadership of Nigeria Football Federation and that of various leagues to provide a stable calendar for Nigeria leagues, to enable the organizers of various pre-season tournaments to also plan adequately for the betterment of the country's football. And on tennis, British men's #1 Cameron Norrie started the final regular ATP Tour event of the season with a straight set win at the Paris Masters. Norrie, aged 27, looked sharp in a 6-2, 6-4 victory against Serbia's Miomir Kecmanovic in the first round. Muhammad Sani Uba, Freedom Radio.
The Global News is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com, or call us through this number, 082 444163. Welcome back. You still listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The Kano State Governor, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has written a letter to the House of Assembly seeking its approval for the Supplementary Appropriation Bill for 2022 of over 43 billion naira. The Speaker, Engineer Hamisu Ibrahim Chideri, said the Governor took the decision after widely consulting executive members for the continuation of infrastructural activities in the state.
The proposed supplementary budget amendment of 43,809,703,173 naira 68 kobo, which is the amount generated from the savings, improvements in the revenue and receipts within the fiscal year, while the current approved budget of 221,235,185,147 naira, when matched with the proposed supplementary budget, the total proposed revised budget is going to be 265,888,220 naira 68 kobo.
The Kano State House of Assembly also passed the Muhammad Abubakar Rimi, Singa and Galadima Markets Kano Management Amendment Law 2022. This followed a committee of the whole House sitting during today's plenary session, presided over by the Speaker, Engineer Hamisu Ibrahim Chideri. The speakers seek the permission of the members before the passage.
And for other matters connected therewith is hereby passed. Also, in the committee of the whole, we have deliberated on Muhammad Abdullahi Wasi Teaching Hospital Bill 1444 AH from +1 to +23.
The Speaker further read a letter from Governor Ganduje seeking the amendment of Saada Turimi College of Education in its efforts to upgrade the college to the State University of Education. Correspondent Awal Hassan Fagir reports that the House adjourned its sitting till tomorrow, Tuesday. And on business, we have Muhammad Abdullahi with updates.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is expected to destroy over 6 trillion naira worth of mutilated and old bank notes when the regime of the President Muhammadu Buhari expires in May 2023. The CBN is expected to destroy over 80% of the 3.23 trillion naira banknotes currently in circulation as a result of its decision to redesign 100 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1000 naira bills. The move will bring the total amount of naira notes to destroy by the current administration to at least 6 trillion naira. Meanwhile, for international oil companies operating for crude export terminals and a gas feedstock paid 138.74 billion naira to the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) as petroleum profit tax, company income tax, and education tax for June 2022. According to NNPC payment data seen at the weekend, $350.95 million was paid to FIRS with crude oil worth 2.948 million barrels under the NNPC production sharing contracts with Shell, Tulja Offshore Terminal, and ExxonMobil. ESSO, the crude oil was sold at the average of $119 per barrel, and the revenue used for the taxes on specified volume of the gas amounting to $537,499.96 was also sold and used for the tax payments by Total Energies for gas export in a joint venture with NNPC was about 193 million at the 394.80 naira per dollar exchange rate for the tax payments. The entire crude sales totaled 138.556 billion naira in June 2022, according to the payment recorded with FRS, confirming payment of the 3 tax categories in invoice issued by FRS. Muhammad Abba Abdullahi, Freedom Radio.
And on today's historical events, we have Abdurrahman Adul Baba.
On this day, October 31st, 2018, Kano State House of Assembly, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, appeared before an investigation committee on an alleged bribery recorded on video and published by Daily Nigeria. And on this day, 2012, in the US, over 60 people died in the mid-Atlantic states as the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy leaves millions without electricity and cripples its mass transportation system. And on this day, 2011, according to the UN Population Division, the world population reached 7 billion. Abdurrahman Adul Baba, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, Tanzanian authorities have yet to identify what caused the fire that's still raging on Mount Kilimanjaro 10 days later and have ordered an investigation. Zarazana reports.
There have been on and off attempts by at least 700 firefighters plus other volunteers to contain the fire since it broke out on the 21st of October. The blaze could be seen from 30 kilometers away and has been described as the worst on the mountain so far. Tanzania National Parks Authority TANAPA Board Chairman George Waitara states that they value this mountain and their responsibilities to prevent further damages. Mount Kilimanjaro is crucial for the nation and should stay safe at all costs. TANAPA has directed the management of the mountain park to conduct a thorough investigation to establish the source of the fire. Meanwhile, African leaders have joined other world leaders in congratulating Brazil's president-elect Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who was declared the winner of a presidential runoff. Mozambican President Felipe Nyusi said that Lula's victory was achieved through perseverance, humility, and faith in justice. He termed the triumph an act of courage by Brazilians towards a stronger and fairer country. Kenya's President William Ruto said he looked forward to closer relations with Brazil, sentiments that were shared by his South African counterpart, Cyril Ramaphosa. Zarazana, Freedom Radio.
And with this, we've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a